Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight, you guys have asked for it, and I've been waiting for the buff to the Alaska so that I could showcase the ship in all its glory. And we're gonna once again showcase me doing my darndest to hold aside against ridiculous odds while teammates behind me are contemplating life's decisions. Not exactly sure what they were doing. One person in particular. The other one I can understand. The one in particular, you'll see. I promise, you won't be disappointed. It's going to be a good match. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to showcase all of the fun that the Alaska has to offer. And then a sticky predicament, much relatable to the Bagration that we just did yesterday. So hopefully you guys are ready. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be pretty ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty ridiculous. So we're gonna push over to the left side. When I spawn mid on this map, I like to kind of look both directions and see which side has what. With the destroyer going to the right, there are also two cruisers over there and a battleship. There's two battleships over here and a cruiser. I want to kind of even that up, so we have two cruisers, two battleships, and the destroyer should be the deciding factor on the other side, right? That's the decision that I made in this one. Now, with that being said, we tend to be pretty aggressive in our American cruisers. You guys know this, especially the Alaska and the Baltic. Cleveland, I have to, wait for opportunities because Cleveland, if you rush in too early, it doesn't have a bow that bounces anything. It just gets obliterated. So you got to be careful. But Alaska and Baltic, Alaska has a 32 millimeter bow, so you can get away with a lot in the Alaska that you can't get away with even in the Baltic. And so I really enjoy the Alaska. A lot of people have been giving me crap lately because I talk so highly of the American the American cruisers, and it's the truth. Like, they're just that good. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, they are very, very good. But we're gonna push over here to the left. You can see the fight's already started over here, which is unusual because, generally speaking, this side over here tends to be a stalemate with guys hiding behind islands. So the fact that these guys are actually out pushing gives me hope. We've got a gross occur first already in a cap. Like, this doesn't happen, especially on my teams. Like, battleships that are moving forward, yes please, I want more of that. Now obviously we've got a Kaba out here as a radar cruiser, even though the Alaska's a pretty crappy destroyer killer. It's very much my job to try to, if nothing else, keep the freaking Kaba away from us. If I can get the Kaba running away, we're solid. We never have to worry about his torpedoes, and his guns are going to be pretty much out of the fight. Because it's a destroyer. Even though it's a Kaba and maybe has 11 to 12 kilometer range maximum, like, if we can push him back with him seeing us coming and do some damage to him in the meantime, we've got the AP loaded, you can see, and look at that freaking dispersion. Oh! Makes you feel tingly inside as we miss because I'm a bad shot. But yeah, you can see he's turned away between me and the other cruiser, which I believe is an Ochakov. We push him back, and that's huge. Now, obviously, Alaska out here is just begging for it. I'm not gonna lie, salivating a little bit. I overestimate how quickly he's capable of changing direction, and we get a hit, but we don't get the Citadel kill that I was looking for. Not gonna lie, a little disappointed there. But again, we're getting ready to take another shot at him, and he's already slowing down, and I don't recognize that. So this shot, also a wasted opportunity. He does drift forward. We're going to get a couple hits on the bow of the ship, I believe, but it's inconsequential damage. Like, it's nothing. So he takes a shot at us, and we've got to be careful. That is a Conqueror shooting armor piercing at us, and we just lost half our hit points. Yeah. The Alaska hit us for a little bit, but that Conqueror actually smacked me. I was not expecting an armor-piercing salvo from the Conqueror. Having a Conqueror player that knows when and when not to use armor-piercing is actually huge. Because the armor-piercing penetration angles on the Conqueror are not good. If you've ever used the Conqueror, there's a reason most people use the HE. Not just because it's a nuclear bomb going off and it sets 60 fires per salvo, but because the AP is so suspect. Like, when it works, it is godly. Don't get me wrong. I am not saying that the AP of the Conqueror is bad. It just has bad penetration angles. And so when you shoot at something, a lot of times you bounce and you shatter if it angles at all. And it doesn't even have to be like a big angle. I'm talking small angles, and the Conqueror shells just decide that they don't want to penetrate. But that being said, we are going to start reaching out and touching these guys. We've pushed the Kaba back. He's not a threat to our team. He's a threat to me, as you can see. But again, not a big deal. Even the Alaska can dodge these pretty easily. And we knew we were going to be up against torpedoes, so we had the sonar running. It's not like we weren't ready for it. But look at where we're at right now. We've got a good crossfire going with the Tirpitz coming through mid. We're going to be able to affect him pretty easily. And the Gross Kurfürst has kind of beached himself broadside, waiting for people to come around the corner. And so we take a shot at the Tirpitz, and look at this first shot. Wait for it. Yep, there you go. That was a good, what, 7,000 damage, I think it was, right there. And then this shot is juicy. You cannot play around with an Alaska in a battleship broadside. You just can't. And the only reason this Tirpitz gets away with it is the fact that he's a freaking Tirpitz. I mean, he took 9,000 damage that time. We were aiming high because I didn't know if he was going to angle, and he did angle in. So us aiming high probably gave us a little more damage there. Conqueror gets absolutely touched by the Gross Kurfürst, who is now reversing towards the Conqueror. We're still trying to close the distance. We're trying to keep this freaking Kaba away from our guys. And you can see I'm gonna try to take another shot. Watch this guy run aground. Okay, he runs aground. I take the shot, and we get a pretty solid hit. And then I'm pretty confident of where he's at. I was like, oh, maybe I'll take another blind shot, but I don't have guns loaded. And then by then, it's too late. He's able to stay gone, and he gets away with it. But his torpedoes versus our battleship shouldn't be... Yeah, I was going to say, he should not have range. Like, they're very short-range torpedoes on the Kaba. You got to be up close and personal for them to work. Now, this Conqueror is giving me too much of an angle, so I'm going to be able to touch him hard. 12,600 damage. Tirpitz is starting to angle back towards us like he's about to come around the corner and touch me. But I don't think he's got a shot. And you can see Kaba gets spotted. I look over, I've got the rear turret of justice ready for him, and I unfortunately don't account for the fact that he turns away. Then I shoot the front guns at him, and we splash on all sides of his ship. Yeah. Unfortunate, but it happens. Fire the rear guns, and we get a single hit. We're really trying to get rid of this Kaba. We don't want him out here. So you can see I'm kind of selling out, and this is where things go really, really wrong for me. Trying to get rid of this Kaba has put me in a stupid position. And unfortunately, the battleships that we have touched up to this point feel some type of way about our position. And they feel like, oh my god, there's an Alaska around the corner. I can absolutely come around and destroy this man. Now, I know that I have a Gross Kurfürst behind me. I also know that I have the power of American armor piercing in my super heavy cruiser. You can see I screw up right there. Right there, I decided I was going to go for HE, and I completely screwed myself, and he pushes up. He's going to be able to touch us. It doesn't do a lot of damage. I'm trying to use the island to get away from him, but I want to be able to shoot him, so I've got to be slow. He's turning in, but we're still got a beautiful shot. Absolutely double citadeling him, taking half his hit points in one salvo. And look at all the fire coming in from my teammates, right? Did you notice anything about that second shot? Like, you can see the Ochakov shot, but now we're stuck. He's coming around the corner. We are loaded, and we take the shot, and we smash him again, but unfortunately, we leave him with just enough to get away. Again. And he is going to get loaded because he's a freaking Georgia. He's going to get it loaded. Come on, somebody help me! Help! And, yeah, it's just not happening. But we get the rear turret loaded just in time. We got very fortunate that that guy either couldn't aim or just got really unlucky somehow. But the Grosse Kerfers behind me is firing HE. I don't know if you noticed that. He's firing HE out of a Grosse Kerfers at battleships. And it's really going to screw me over on this Yamato. This Yamato is coming around the corner, freaking broadside to a Grosse Kerfers and an Alaska. Now, obviously, I'm not feeling very good about this engagement right about now, but I take the shot knowing a Yamato is an easy freaking damage sponge. We get set on fire by another battleship, which is the Conqueror, spamming HE, which makes sense. I'm praying that I can get loaded, because if I do, I can kill this Yamato. Come on, please. 2, 1, no! The Conqueror finishes me off. We were this close to breaking 200k with the Alaska because that Yamato coming around full broadside. But this Grosse Kerfers, if he hadn't been shooting HE, if he just used armor piercing. But it is what it is. We do everything we can. And you can see he has loaded AP, I believe, finally. And look at the damage he gets. This is what I'm saying. Like, if he'd have had AP loaded on that Georgia, and for the first shot on the Yami, they don't even make it around the corner for me to shoot. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it made for an interesting video. I don't really care. It showcased the power of the armor piercing of the Alaska you don't want to play with. It would have happened too if I was in the Stalingrad. Like, if they'd have pushed like that, I would have been able to absolutely nuke them in the Stalingrad as well. But yeah, it was a pretty ridiculous push. And to have the Grosse Kerfers shoot HE at that freaking Georgia was just heartbreaking. Because I knew as soon as he did that I was going to end up taking more damage. And then for the Yami to be coming around the corner flat broadside, and then he shoots HE at the Yami for the first shot. It's just like, oh my god, dude. If you had AP loaded, that's a death strike. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. From this close, Grosse Kerfers at the broadside of a Yamato, Grosse Kerfers currently has the heaviest broadside in the game. It's 12 420 millimeter guns, right? Something like that? Or is it 427? I feel like that's a Hemi. I don't know. Maybe 426 Hemi. I don't remember, okay? I'm mixing everything up. But that's not important. But still, he would have dev struck him 100%. 159,000 damage, though. We don't get top leaderboard. He gets all the credit because he gets the kills, right? But we did all the work. Like, we ended up with 160,000 damage, pretty much, in the Alaska. On a botched rush from the enemy battleship. So if you guys enjoyed this, let me know down in the comments below. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.